Welcome to the Friends and Rivals podcast.
Corey, open up. It's me. Corey, it's me. Open up. We don't want the chaperones to see.
Let's talk Devils and Islanders. Let's talk Penguins and Rangers. But let's not talk about Flyers, because they're a bunch of fucks, which no one can deny.
Come on, guys. Wake up. It's episode 133 of the Friends and Rivals podcast. Coming at you live and on. I'm one of your hosts, Tom Harkness. Joining me each week are
Steven Wojtowicz.
Phil Fougere.
Nick Larita. Screw you, Steve.
Fuck you, Nick. You
Dick.
stupid fucking Islanders with their lucky fucking goals. Bullshit. Cheating. Goal hanging Matt Barzell. I'll just wait on the blue line and get a big pass and go in on a breakaway and score. Fuck that.
I mean,
Wow.
shit, we could do this for the next hour. That's fine.
You scored on Vitek Vanacek. Big fucking whoop, man.
I mean, we didn't pull our goalies, so I mean that's always a good thing, right? Right?
Yeah.
Do we get the high score? Is that a good thing? What does that mean?
Yeah.
We make Gretzky's head bleed. I bring it back down to somebody in this crowd. I don't know if you guys know Grandma's Boy. That might have been too much.
No.
Yeah,
No.
that was too much.
I love Grandma's Boy. What are you talking about? That was great.
Well, you didn't pick up on the
okay,
fucking reference, so you didn't.
Because he wasn't. He was talking about swingers.
I
Making
have a
Gretzky's
feeling-
High
head
score?
bleed?
High score before that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's doing the dance video game. Yeah, I didn't pick up on that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I like that
sorry,
movie a
sorry.
lot. It's a good movie.
That's
That's
a great movie.
I don't
It's a great
know.
movie. course you
Islanders
know it.
still up on the Devils in the third period. 4-3 still?
4-3.
4-3.
For now.
4-3 for now. There's not a lot of confidence in Nick going into the third period.
No, absolutely not. The opposite of confidence.
Well,
That's lack
I-
of confidence.
speaking of lack of confidence, I lacked the confidence to go through with the spatchcocking of my turkey last week, and I did it
Wuss.
original.
You
Listen.
wuss.
I think Thanksgiving is too big of a holiday to try new shit.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That's why I thought for sure you
Yeah.
shouldn't do it. That's why I said it was a mistake.
But when else are you
However-
going to make a turkey?
Well, you make it during the year. You fucking
What?
on during the course
When?
of the year.
You You can experiment with that shit in
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
March. Nothing's going on in what happens in March. March
St.
is a
Patrick's
shitty
Day,
March is
best
a shitty
Irish holiday
month.
ever.
March is a shitty month. Do it in March.
But Lauren did make her sweet potatoes. They were magnificent.
Mm.
She cut them thinly, put them in the muffin tin,
We're going
put the
through this
butter,
again.
syrup, and the brown
You have
sugar.
the whole fucking story
Each
this
one?
time, at least.
She threw it in the oven at 400 for 25 minutes, and they were delightful. They
Does
were
she
so,
measure out?
so good.
Does she measure out the amount of like butter and syrup and stuff that she puts in there, or does she just kind of eyeball it?
It was all even. So yes, I would have to say she measured.
So even parts of each ingredient.
Yes.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's equal parts butter, sugar,
Oh,
syrup.
here we go. He doesn't have the details.
What do you
again.
mean? You just
If you want
just
the
said
listen, if
No,
you
no, no,
want
no,
the
no, no,
fucking
no, no, no,
recipe,
no, 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 no,
go
no,
text
no,
Lauren.
No, 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 no,
period.
no, no. You just fucking said
Yeah.
it was equal parts.
Yeah, I saw her doing the fucking thing with the
And
measuring
now
spoon.
you're saying you don't know if it's equal parts.
Well, I don't know exactly how much of each one she put in. She might have been two
But-
tablespoons of this, one
So-
tablespoon of
So
that.
now that's two times.
tab of
Two
butter. I
times
don't
you said
know.
it's equal parts, and now you're saying you don't know again.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, my God in heaven. Relax.
I'm just saying.
Are
you
ya?
shouldn't
Are
lie
you
on your
just saying?
podcast.
Are you just saying? Christ almighty. They were fucking delicious, though. They were delicious. How's everybody else's Thanksgiving?
Yeah. It was all right. Little dash COVID.
That's what we had too. We had a good COVID spike. So
Oh,
Menu.
Yeah.
great.
Ben had COVID right before the Wednesday, and we had to change all the plans. So we had most people not come, and then we had people came to pick up the food while we had been in his
Wait,
room.
they came to your dad's house to pick up food?
Yeah, Ben was in his room basically the
that's
entire
it.
time he had it. So
That's
but
a commitment right there. That's a good
That
commitment.
really is.
listen,
Th-
people
what they-
were,
wait,
were
did
upset,
they drive from
but they
Long
were coming.
Island?
No, this is all New Jersey family.
Oh, okay. I was about to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
they drove
Yeah,
from
no,
Long
no.
Island to get food.
Hey,
No,
Tom,
Damn.
we don't
you
have
know
that
how
anymore.
you know how Nick's dad cooks.
Oh, I understand how Brian gets
Yeah.
it. I get it.
You
I understand
drive
that 100.
From
100%.
anywhere to get there.
My
Yeah.
cousin,
Well,
my
how would
cousin
the,
came and she was like, I would have stayed. She came and they had hors d'oeuvres with my uncle, and she was like, I would stay, but her boyfriend was like had to travel and see family. They're like elderly and couldn't be there. So she's like, I would have stayed though. She's like, I would have came anytime. Where my Uncle Brian is, I'm coming.
Whenever he's cooking.
so
Hell to the yes.
so we had that, and then we got back here, and Nora got COVID. So we've had a whole thing going through us here, but we're good. Hopefully no one else gets it here. Me and Tara have been pretty good. Charlie as well. So
good. Just keep her locked in her room. Like she's going to be
No.
locked up until she's 22.
we
Damn
drove with
Damn
her in
straight.
a car. We drove back from Jersey in a small box with her when she was not feeling well. So I'm pretty sure there's no escaping at that point. So if we were to get it, we would get it.
Is it child abuse at that point if you just roll the window down and force the kid to stick their head out the window the whole drive home?
I feel
Yes.
like that's probably
It's one
a
way to
bad
prevent
idea.
anyone from getting it.
I don't know. You might have to go to the hospital for a different reason after that.
Eh.
You could have just, rented the Griswold station wagon and had her sit in the back with her
Yeah.
head out the back window.
Oh, I
mean, that would
thought
have been fine.
I totally
Yeah.
thought you were going like Edna and put her under a chair on the roof.
Oh, no, I'm not that cruel. I mean, she's still a young girl. She wouldn't survive up there. No. Talk about the thing going down. And well, as we found out last week, well, hold on. Nick, was there any problems coming home? Did you make it did you make it home? Did you make it? You didn't have to go
Oh,
to the
we made
bathroom,
it.
nothing. You were good. Everything was good.
We were good. We were
All right,
good.
good.
No emergencies in the stops. We were
Thank
fine.
God.
Yeah. We definitely made a really good time. We left at 4 a.m. Got back around noon. It was like we think we left like 4:30 or got home at noon. So everything was
Perfect.
No McDonald's and coffee.
No.
No. I wanted to stop her for McDonald's for a McMuffin at like I think it was like around I don't know. It was pretty early. It was probably like 9 o'clock. Maybe it was
You
like
were
8
told
9 o'clock.
no.
And it was like when we switched over, I think it must have been like 8 o'clock. We went and stopped at Dunkin' Donuts instead. And I was like, it's probably a good idea. Just get coffee.
If you are, Billy talked me into those McGriddles and you put the hash brown on it. Holy hell.
Yeah.
My God in heaven. Whew. Well,
Also
Billy,
good,
we know
I'm sure.
you don't cook, and Jen got the COVID. What'd you do?
We had like what do they call it after the last season of Hard Knocks? We had like a charcuterie platter. And
Oh, good reference.
and a lot of whiskey. Just a lot of fucking whiskey. So,
Yeah, evident
The
by
order
your
of the day.
text messages all Thanksgiving Day. Yes. All right. Now, we have been waiting 3 episodes for this moment. Whip out the fucking tasty cakes right now. Whip them out. We need to witness
They're right
this.
here. But first, I must read something.
And by the way, I don't think any of this is going to live up to the hype that's been generated for the past 3 weeks.
Probably not. No.
Oh,
The
I think it
bar
will.
is way high.
So, again, first, let me read this. Dear Brian, I hope this message finds you well. I write with a heavy heart on behalf of the entire Friends and Rivals podcast team to offer our most profound apologies for the distress caused by our recent episodes. Words cannot express how deeply sorry we are for any pain, offense, or discomfort caused by the content of our podcast. We recognize and acknowledge that our remarks and discussions during the episodes were insensitive, thoughtless, and unacceptable. Your feelings and experiences deserve
Okay, so I had to mute him because this is total bullshit. There's no way we're apologizing to that little guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
No
What the
way.
fuck, man?
We're
Get outta
no,
here.
no.
Get out of here.
No.
He's still trying to
Immediate
talk.
changes to
there he
rectify the
goes.
situation. We are undertaking measures to educate ourselves, foster greater sensitivity, and ensure that such an incident never occurs in our content.
God,
Once again, we offer our
we
sincerest
should have just fired Steve
and most
instead of him
profound
doing this
apologies.
apology.
We are deeply sorry for any pain or discomfort caused, and we hope to
He said
regain
that
your
already.
trust in the future.
Well, he's reiterating what he said in the beginning. I think you have to do that.
With utmost regret and sincerity, your friends at the Friends and Rivals podcast.
I mean, it's only one co-host that this apology is going to.
And now we show you how I eat a tasty cake.
You got that, listeners? We're gonna get a good visual of how Steve has a tasty cake. All right. So he's unwrapping the package. He's got one in his hand.
So what you do
So,
first is you eat around the outside.
Oh God.
And you're getting mostly just chocolate when you do this.
Uh-huh.
And
So
just
he's continuing to eat around the
make your way around.
interior. Yep.
Yeah.
All
He's
right. All the
completed
edges are gone.
360-degree turn around the tasty cake.
So what you have here almost looks like an Oreo.
Not really, but okay.
Oh,
Top,
even
chocolate
close.
on top, chocolate on the bottom.
Yeah, but that,
And then you carefully hold the lower portion and you
yeah. And
he's
you bite
eating
the
top off of it.
you
now.
eat the top off the like you're eating a muffin. You eat the top off the muffin. So you just have the base left.
and then you just eat the best.
Well, why wouldn't you eat the base first and leave the chocolate peanut butter and a little bit of the cake that gets stuck to the peanut butter as your last bite?
It's harder to do that.
Prove it. Do
need your
another one.
teeth.
You have 3 there. Do another one.
You need your teeth to pry the top from the bottom. So once the top already gets in your mouth, it's in your mouth.
That's exactly what Melanie Bedard said.
They were starting already.
It's 4-4.
Oh yeah.
I still think you can do it. I still think you can eat the bottom first and leave the
And
top.
then with the
as
second
last
one,
bite.
You
You
just
stick the whole.
you just house the entire
What?
cake.
Why?
Just- We don't know what he's saying, but
Fuck?
You want a glass of milk?
This is delicious.
Why do you just
oh
do
shit,
the
it's a
second
tasty
one?
cake. It's
Oh,
delicious.
Why
you
do you
got Coke Zero. Sounds
Why is the
Zero.
second one just inhaled? Why the opposite thing? I don't get it.
Because the first one took so much effort, you just want to eat the second one. Just get it done with.
Well, what happens to the third one?
I'll save that for tomorrow.
You're gonna
Normally,
say- what do you mean you're saving it for tomorrow?
it's-
Watching his figure.
Yeah, you can't have. It's almost 9:30. You can't have 3 tasty cakes at 9:30.
You can't. That's a. Oh, you were serious.
Good God in heaven, man.
I'm so
Oh,
glad I
yeah,
got to
yeah.
share that with you guys.
Yeah,
That's-
that was great.
That's not how you eat them.
It's not how we eat anything. to be
It
honest.
wasn't that odd though.
What?
Going around the tasty cake. It's not like putting mustard on 1.5 hot dogs and ketchup full on the 2 hot dogs. It's not like that.
Yeah, when you set the precedent with like
Alright.
the way he eats cereal, then it's hard to challenge that.
Well, it's not even a way to eat cereal. That's the beginning of being a psychopath.
Okay.
Yeah, true.
No. You say
All right.
tomato.
Tomato. Good God. Okay. Let's go to listen. How else would we start a podcast? Shitty call of the week.
Every player on the ice has a 10-minute misconduct, among other penalties.
And this one is, oh boy. I have found during the Ranger game last night that the refs are now inventing new ways to fuck the Rangers. I don't
Oh, it's a
understand. I don't know
conspiracy.
how. I don't know how it is. Is it like this with your teams too? I mean, you guys got to tell me because I watch a lot of Ranger games, obviously. Do refs just make the most idiotic calls in your games too, or is it just mine?
I think every game. I
mean, you're not special.
We can't watch a single game without being.
Sucks.
Yeah, across the board.
Okay, well, this is a no goal from the Ranger game last night. Let's watch it play out.
And he comes to the front of that, pokes it in. Watch right there. Looks off his forearm, elbow comes to the front, and Wheeler pats it in.
So if you didn't catch that, Cooley elbows the puck in back of the net to Wheeler, and that got called a hand pass. A hand pass when he hit the puck with his elbow.
So an elbow pass attached to his arm, hence a hand pass? Is that really the logic we're following?
It was waved off because of a hand pass.
That's not even a handball in soccer, I don't think.
Like a hand pass to me in NHL, to be clear cut, is anything that touches your glove is a hand pass.
Makes sense.
I think that's how you have to delineate it in the rule book to make it clear cut. Touches your glove, it's a hand pass. Any other part of your body is fair game.
Intentional.
You're saying something's clear cut.
No, intention doesn't matter.
So you think if your hand is on your stick
in the neutral zone or offensive zone,
if your hand is on your stick and the puck hits your hand, the back of your hand, that's a hand pass.
Yes. In the offensive or neutral zone, yes. Regardless. But because the play was blown dead, there was no continuation of the play, no goal.
Only Jack Hughes gets a continuation.
No goal. And even if it did touch his hand first, it still touched his elbow, which negates the hand pass. So the refs blowing the whistle makes that play stop and the Rangers not get a goal. So 3 weeks in a row, we have had whistle blown, no goal. Whistle blown, goal. Whistle blown, no goal. So for the past 3 weeks, we have had such inconsistent results with the referees. It is starting to drive me a little bit fucking batty. Not only that, Tyler Pitlick got called for an interference penalty within half a second of the guy passing a puck, and he checked and floored him, and he got called for an interference penalty. I cannot tolerate these fucking refs anymore. I can't do it.
Was this a reviewable play? Did they
the elbow hand pass? Yes. Yeah. They reviewed it, but because the whistle blew, no, they didn't review it because the whistle blew. That was it. They did not.
Because the whistle blew.
So the referees last night were Chris Lee and Kendrick Nicholson. You motherfuckers are now on my radar.
Keep your list going. Make sure you have a list.
Fuckers.
Not the Rangers. I don't
like the Rangers are going to win that game last night anyway. But
yeah, I mean, maybe nothing as egregious as that comes to mind. But I'm sure if I thought about it or watched closely for the next 2 or 3 weeks, we would all have some similar asinine call that went against our team.
It just seems like the refs have it out for the Rangers this year. And look, I know, wow, poor fucking me, right? First place Rangers, blah, wah, wah. But it's there's no fucking consistency out there at all from the referees. And I'm tired of being a fucking broken record on this podcast saying how much I want them all to die. Am I allowed to say that?
So if you're tired of it though,
okay.
But if you're tired of it, you know what you could do?
Shut my mouth and accept it and take it right up the ass. That's really all I can do at this point because there's nothing I can do or say. Well, you know what? There is. I can bitch and moan on this podcast.
No. You just
That's what I can do. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to continue to bitch and moan every week and lose my fucking mind.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Good plan. Splendid plan.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go around the NHL. I gotta tell you, there was a part of me last night who saw Kakko get hurt and think, oh shit, the Rangers are just gonna overspend and go out and get Kane to replace him for the year. I'm glad they did not do that. And look, the other players that come to mind, who are losing. I lost their names. Ryan Kessler and Backstrom in Washington, who have had this surgery. I think Backstrom, made it the furthest? Played half of last year and the beginning of this year before taking a break and having to settle down. And Kessler really not being the same player after this surgery. So is this
how old were each of them at the time, though? Backstrom was old.
Backstrom was this year. Backstrom came back last year.
And how old is Backstrom? He's in his 30s, right?
30s. Yeah, he's 30 something, right? 30.
Okay.
Like mid-30s.
Patrick Kane's 35. What's your point?
Oh, never mind.
Did you think he was younger? I wish.
No. I thought you were talking about the Kakko getting injured and having to have some sort of surgery.
Oh, no, that's fine. He'll be fine.
Okay.
And in fact, he'll be back before the end of the year, they're saying.
Okay.
Which is way better than an ACL.
Kane is, that's Detroit just trying to see if they can catch lightning in a bottle for dirt cheap, and you can't fault them for that.
No, I mean they're trying. Yeah, you're right. They're trying to catch lightning in a bottle and trying to rekindle that whatever he had with the Brincat.
$2 million. Who gives a shit? $2 million is worth the risk if you got it.
Yeah, they still got $10 million left to spend at the cap. Yeah. Or at the deadline rather. So they will be fine even if Kane doesn't work out. They can still find somebody to take over for Kane if he doesn't work out. But I can't wait to see what Patrick Kane is going to be and see if he comes back. Somebody who can survive this surgery. Just like there was doubts about Eichel with his neck surgery, right? But I think that's slightly different. And he was a lot younger. But there was one beat writer who tried to get Laviolette to talk about Backstrom coming back last year, the comparisons to Kane this year, and he wasn't biting because talking about other players and other teams is not, I guess, something they want to do.
Yeah, I don't think
but he definitely didn't bite on it. But what we did say was, these guys are getting cleared by doctors who are, professionals and specialists in these fields that clear them for contact and clear them to play, hockey. So, Patrick Kane is highly motivated. He loves hockey, as he said in his statement. And I hope he comes back and plays well.
I do too. I think if he plays 8 to 10 minutes a night, he doesn't have to be the 18 to 20 minute guy anymore. He plays 8 to 10 minutes. He plays on all the power plays. He's not going to be a 30 goal scorer. You just got to know what you're going to get.
Yeah, but you're getting this guy who he's going to play with the Brincat, so he's going to play on one of your he's a top 6 forward.
But he might be an every other shift top 6 forward. He might not play every shift.
That's a little taxing on your other players, and to spend $1.2 million or $2.1 million on them.
It's only $2 million given how far into the season we are in real money. And again, they had it. All it costs you is a roster spot.
We'll see. We will see.
Oh, good fight.
Yeah.
There is blood.
I'm not watching the game, so you can't just say that.
All blood. Anders Lee and Smith.
Yeah.
And Anders Lee had blood all inside of his visor.
I'm going to turn it on now so I can see like the 8 minutes leading up to the fight.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It looked
hit.
Yeah, it was a good hit up top. He got him he got him up in the nose. He chased him and got to do a fight afterwards,
and it's 4-4, by the way.
I said that.
2 minutes.
Did you?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
2 minutes left.
My bad.
Get the Isles get a spark in him from that fight.
Other things going on. Corey Perry?
Ha!
Are you all right, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Corey Perry.
We all are.
Listen, I know the Blackhawks have come out and said all the rumors that are going around are incorrect, but have you seen Connor Bedard's mom?
No.
I mean, you wouldn't kick her out of bed, Nick.
I mean, they're probably close in age, though, right? Like,
agreed. She's what, in her early 30s?
No, what are you? No,
No, come on.
Late 20s?
He's 18.
Late 20s.
Yeah.
You out of your mind? She's in her 40s at least.
Probably have to be. She doesn't have to be in her late. She doesn't have to be. She could be in her late 30s, mid to late 30s.
No. You looking at
Sure
what
she
are
could.
you looking at? I don't know what you're talking about, man.
No. But there was disturbing reports saying that Corey Perry was diddling with Connor Bedard's mom, and that's why he's been asked to leave the team.
That was
You
the
buying
rumor.
it? You buying any of that?
Nah.
Well,
Nah.
the Blackhawks came out and literally, I mean, without naming the rumor, they vehemently denied that had anything to do with anything. But that rumor is just way too much fucking fun, and there's no fucking chance it'll ever die. So we may as well just go with it as truth at this point.
But how it started, I don't even know how it started. But there's gotta be something to it, don't you think?
Well, why would it come out if there was nothing to like?
Right, exactly.
Why would somebody make this up? And
when Zach with Zach Wilson, right? He banged somebody's mom, didn't he? Or
yeah, I don't remember who, but yeah.
What was his college?
But he definitely did though. Like that wasn't a rumor that somebody made up, for sure. Like,
well, but my point was these things happen.
Yeah,
it can
exactly.
happen, 100%.
Actually, what I heard was that, Corey Perry and Zach Wilson finger cuffed Bedard's mom, and Zach Wilson tried to shoot his load on her titties, but he missed and hit the back of Corey Perry's leg because he's got no fucking aim whatsoever. But that's just another part of the room.
So look, Corey Perry was having a pretty decent year, albeit with the Blackhawks. Would you take him on your team?
Hell yes.
And in a fucking second, I would right now.
Especially a Devils team that takes the lead with 21.9 seconds to go.
Nick's about
Suck
to
it
slam
back,
that.
Nick.
Yep, there it is.
Nick called that one for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
Who scored it?
Oh boy.
Curtis Lazar.
Oh, Curtis Lazar, really?
Rebound on the goal step. On the goal. Yep.
Ugly goal. Bounced off a guy.
Oh, totally ugly. Yeah.
Ugly, but it worked. Effective. Gonna win the game. Another good game we've lit up. Giving Sorokin let out hang out to dry.
3 goals in the third period.
Was that at New Jersey or in Long Island?
Yeah,
that
New Jersey.
Was at the Rock.
Cotton Club.
So yeah, absolutely would take Corey Perry on the Devils. We would just lock up Jack Hughes' mom. And yeah, he absolutely, I think. Now, I mean, I don't think any player on any NHL team is going to want him around, right?
Not necessarily.
He's not going to get I don't think he gets the best reception in the locker room.
I mean, it really depends on what he did.
Right. He could be out this season. No one else might take him. Then he can come back later, probably next year.
Are you kidding me? In his playoff performances?
Huh?
Listen, he's a good player still. He's not. If he was a shitty player, then obviously.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But we'll see. I get the feeling he's going to come back at some point. Not this year.
I would definitely like him on the Devils for sure. I think he would
try out.
Kind of almost be exactly what they need.
I feel like he's going to go for a year in what's it called?
Siberia.
Well, no, I was going to take a sabbatical or what's it called? It just like a
gap year, a little gap year.
Yeah, gap year.
My God, Devil's
Speaking-
Twitter is trolling the Islanders right now.
Of
By the way,
course.
I mean,
holy
they're only
shit!
it's the only thing they have in their lives to do is troll
Troll anybody.
on Twitter. Yeah. So I mean, they're all the same age as Jack Hughes, so what are you gonna do?
Oh, poor Nikki.
So Corey Smith didn't bang Connor Bedard's mom. What
Perry,
the hell
but
did he
okay.
do?
Corey Perry.
So
What did I say, Connor Bedard?
you
said
said Corey
Corey
Smith.
Corey.
Corey
Who
Smith.
Corey Smith is.
Yeah. You must be looking at Twitter.
I was.
It's the only thing, right? I mean, well, also he was kind of brought in or was given the role of being someone to take Bedard under his wing too, like show him
he
the
sure
way. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. Like
He might have been showing him something,
this is how you fuck another player's mother.
Yeah. This happens.
My job here is done. Cut me.
Connor, this happens when you fuck a grown man in the ass.
Wow. Is that from is that from
breaking-
Step Brothers too?
Breaking trade news:
Ooh.
Blackhawk-
Banana.
the Blackhawks
Oh, this happened.
trade a 5th round pick. It was a conditional pick from Calgary to the Vancouver Canucks for Anthony Beauvillier.
Mm.
A little bit of flavor. A little bit of local flavor.
How about that?
How about that? Interesting. They needed an extra guy, obviously, and Beauvillier has not been working out that well in Vancouver, but Vancouver seems to be pretty good.
They're okay right now without him.
They're okay. They're doing all right.
He's an ugly fucker, so nobody's mom is in jeopardy.
No, it's gonna be. But
They're
what's
just
even
gonna
more,
field a team of ugly players from now on.
But what's worse is that the Blackhawks just had their mom's trip,
Yeah.
which I
Wow.
think is why this rumor is going out.
Do you think it was like some high school field trip where after lights out, somebody's mom was sneaking out of her room and just like tiptoeing down the hall? Corey, open up. It's me. Corey, it's me. Open up. We don't want the
good.
chaperones to see.
I heard it was because Perry was insisting on having Bedard in the locker room call him daddy.
Oh, ouch.
That is deplorable, by the way. So yes, that could definitely be it. I mean, but
Wait. In order to lawyers are douchebags. So in order to void a contract, right, you got to think that there is some serious proof, right?
Yes.
That's got to make it out. That proof has got to make it out somehow. For Corey Perry's agent to say, okay, we accept him being waived unconditionally.
So does everybody?
Maybe he
everybody
used a
knows. Well, that'd be
There's evidence.
definitive proof, Bill. Everybody knows who incarcerated Bob is.
Yeah.
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 On Twitter, he confirmed this rumor.
Really?
Yes. He said one of his hockey contacts confirmed this rumor.
I bet he did.
I mean,
Good as
listen,
gold, then.
if
That's as good as
incarcerated
gold.
Bob saying it. It's got to be true. It's
Gold.
got to be
Gold,
true.
Jerry. Gold,
All right.
Jerry. Gold.
Type 45. Can we move on now?
No way.
No, because I don't think it's that. I don't think the problem is that he had sex with her. It's that he dressed up as a Black Hawk Indian and told her to suck his peace pipe. And the real issue there, of course, as we know, is cultural appropriation.
That's insensitivity. That's insensitive.
Ooh. What's the name of the Blackhawks mascot?
I think it was Melanie Bedard, wasn't it?
Yeah,
What's the name?
that's it. Well, hey, listen, good luck, Corey Perry, wherever you may land. Hopefully it's with the Rangers. There's no one young enough.
No.
Have you seen Lafreniere's mom? Ugh.
No.
Yeesh. I think we're safe there. And Heedle, I can only imagine what his mom looks like. Good Lord.
You know, the NHL has gotten rid of them being able to do like the warm-up jerseys.
Yeah.
And the rainbow tape on the sticks for the Pride games. Do you think after this incident they're going to outlaw the mom's trips?
I mean, if they do, you know damn sure that was the reason why.
That's why it happened.
1,000% that was the reason why. It should always be dad trips.
Yeah. That's just as gross, but okay.
The dad's only got to watch out for the Chicago Blackhawks video coach.
Okay.
Billy, you knocked it out of the park again. Well done.
This is going downhill.
All right, let's go take a ride in the metro. Sponsored by Rich Wholesome Nestle Quick. Hello, boys and girls. Do you hate the taste of regular milk and need energy? Try Nestle Quick. One sip and you can feel the energy in your muscles. Nestle Quick, now available in chocolate and strawberry.
They say the real men drink pink. Then I'm a real man for sure. But if you like the brown, I still love you for who you are. Because it's time for acceptance of everyone, all preference. We're all quick on the inside anyway. Nestle Quick, it does the trick.
And we are going to start with the Devils.
What a shitty fucking week this was. But only the first two games of the 3-game week. Terrible loss versus the Detroit Red Wings last week, 4-0. It was the first time the team was shut out in 101 consecutive games. There was just nothing positive to take from this. 3 goals. They gave up 3 goals in the first in 1:12. Team only registered 16 shots on net for the whole game. There was just no fight at all. They came out flat against Columbus, going down 2-1 after the first. They did, start to pour it on a little bit in the third, but Elvis Merzlikins stopped all 20 shots in the third period, so the Devils lost that game 2-1 to fall below NHL 500. At this point in the season, after the Columbus loss, they had only scored first in a game 3 times out of the first 18 games. You're just not going to win when you're constantly getting behind. So what did they do? They came out against Buffalo. They scored first, and they scored often. Buffalo cures all ills for your team.
Not every team.
Not every team. Good point. 5 of the 7 goals were on 5-on-5, which has been an area of concern so far this season. 8 different multi-point scorers, and this game also marked the return of Nico Hischier back in the lineup, and he played very well. There was no rust on him at all. And then they followed that up with an exciting 5-4 win tonight against the Islanders. A huge come-from-behind win, 3 goals in the third period. Jack, number 1 star, goal, 2 assists. So let's see. Hopefully this is the start of something good. Last year they had their 13-game win streak from December 25th to November 23rd. Maybe they're just starting it a month later this year. So we're 2 games in. Maybe they can, continue the streak. So we got Philadelphia on Thursday.
Fuck the Flyers.
Friday, we've got the San Jose Sharks at home, and then they turn around and head out west starting next Tuesday, a week from tonight, 10 o'clock tilt versus the Vancouver Canucks. So a little Hughes brother action going on next Tuesday.
Hughes on Hughes action.
That's right. Hughes and Hughes on Hughes.
You said their winning streak last year went from December to November?
I'm sorry, October 25th to November 23rd.
Gotcha.
So maybe they can start, another month-long streak just starting where last year's ended and going into December.
Gotcha. All right, Bill. I want to hear Angry Bill this week.
It's nothing to really be angry about. I mean, I'll keep this short. The Penguins are simply irrelevant. They're going to be 10 and 11 after tonight. Then they're going to go to Tampa and lose, and then they're going to have a home and home with Philly, and they're going to lose both. And they're going to go to Tampa, and they're going to lose again. And there's too much wrong. Like, it just changes. Like, the power play stinks. They're 20 games in. It's not going to get better. And if it's not the power play, though, it's something else. I mean, at best, they're going to like hover around 500. At best, they'll be in 11th place, something like that in the conference. And I'm just curious to see what Dubas wants to do with the trade deadline, because I mean, there's just nothing. They're not a team with a future, like, and they're not a team that's going to break through this season. So since we're running behind, I'll just ask everybody if you want me to cover somebody else. I'll take suggestions. Maybe we'll just drop the Penguins from the podcast, because this is not a relevant team. So let's move on to somebody else who maybe has more to play for.
I mean, shit, you can't drop the Penguins from the podcast now.
Well, I was just throwing it out there. I was throwing out feelers, but like it's just the rebuild's got to start. It's a season and a half. Like they did another one of those things. Oh, they played Buffalo that Steve falsely said cures everybody. They took a 2-0 lead in the third period. Guess how many points they came out of in that game? 0. So I mean, it's just more of the same crap from last season. They're arguably more talented, but the results are all the same.
If you were to drop the Penguins, the only team you could switch to is the Bruins, because there's a nondescript black and yellow person in the Friends and Rivals logo. So you'd have to match that up. I'm not saying that the black and yellow is really for the Penguins, because I don't want to risk any sort of copyright infringement. But just something to think about.
And everybody knows how much I love those Bruins.
Oh, that's his favorite team of all time.
Great.
So I mean, he's
Jesus
got
Christ.
it. I mean, it's a shoo-in. I mean, are you all in for a rebuild? Would you stick around for the rebuild? I know how you jump teams like you're fucking drinking water, but would you?
Well, because I became a Penguins fan in like 2006. That's I'm all over the place.
You left the Mets to go to the Yankees. You left the Jets to go to the Giants. I mean,
first he left the Giants to go to the Jets, and then he went back.
Right. Okay.
I'm not a Giants fan. I don't know what everybody's even talking about. Now I'm just losing everybody.
He's certainly not a front runner. He's liked Michigan since before the state was founded in college football. Everybody knows that.
That was a long time ago.
That's right.
Well, are you? Would you be all in for a rebuild? Would you stick around? Would you be, or would it depend on?
I like Dubas. I like Sullivan. I feel like they've got a long fucking way to go.
To Bill's credit, it's never been about the players.
No, it's
on
always
the field,
been about
right?
management.
It's always been about management. So
I
if
get
he
that.
likes the management, he's going to stick around regardless.
I'm just
of
giving
the
him a lot of
results.
shit. But
Well, I'm all for that.
Right, but I don't think Dubas and Sullivan are going to be around for the rebuild, and I think therein lies the problem. I don't think Dubas might not be the right guy to rebuild the Penguins, and Mike Sullivan I don't think is the right coach to coach a rebuild team.
Maybe they get Hextall back,
and I'm okay with if Sullivan.
I think he'd want to.
If Sullivan decides that he wants to not be part of a rebuild, I respect that too. I wish him well, and he can go do his thing. Like Dubas, he just came in and he was put in a spot where like they wanted to keep this. He gave it his best shot. I think he wanted to come in and rebuild. I think in his heart of hearts, that's what he wanted to do with this team. But he had to like toe the line for some amount of time.
Can we
and
trade
try
coaches?
to fix what Hextall did?
Can we trade coaches?
You're damn sure not taking Lydia Ruff for a fucking rebuild.
Holy shit! For that matter, I'd be happy if Crosby came. And I don't think Crosby will, but if Crosby came in and said, "I want to take another shot at a winner somewhere," I'd love to see him go somewhere. But I don't think he's.
I don't think he's that type of player.
I really don't either.
He's in
No,
Pittsburgh for the long haul.
yeah.
That's it. There's no way he's going.
He's no Ray Bork.
Well, listen,
Yeah,
if
Ray
Crosby
hadn't
hadn't
won
won a championship,
Yeah.
I think it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
But he's got 3, so I think he's pretty well happy. Nick, Icelanders.
Do we have to?
I already
right.
said I was going to give up the Penguins. You can't do that
No,
now.
no,
You're
no.
stuck.
Yeah, there are no more blue and orange teams in the fucking league, Nick.
Well-
You're stuck. Sorry.
Well, Isles, as Steve had mentioned earlier in his segment, that the Isles lost 5-4 in tonight's game, with which I called way ahead of time when it was 4-2 in the second period. Third period, Isles can't play. They have their foot off the gas, and it's atrocious. Now, not to discredit the Devils, they played real well. It's just every single game this continuously happens. Isles are great in the first period, fucking terrible in the third. It's just horrendous, and that's the reason why they're basically around 500 right now. So, just broke a 6-game point streak with tonight's loss in regulation with 20 seconds to go. So great job, guys. Isles ended up picking up over Mike Riley, not Ryan Riley. What the fuck's that guy's first
Mike
name?
Riley?
Is it Mike Riley?
I think it was Mike Riley.
Mike Riley, right? I might just
Think.
I'm thinking, yeah. Picked up Mike Riley off waivers when Pellick and Aho both went out within a minute of each other, both going down and if subsequently going on the LTIR. This just was kind of a shit show in the Ottawa game, which I'll get to in a second. But that's an important thing because I feel like that's the most important news this week. Riley getting picked up on waivers, kind of a lucky thing, getting a veteran defenseman for nothing, effectively. But anyway, Isles had a home win against the Flyers, 3-2. It was their second straight win in a row. Isles didn't blow the lead that game, incredibly. Fuck the Flyers. That was kind of the whole notes I have on this game.
Fuck the Flyers.
Then we played Ottawa two nights later. This is a 3 games in 4 nights situation. So they played at home. 2 nights later, they played in Ottawa. They had their third straight win. They went down 2 defensemen within the first 3 minutes of the game. So they played with 4 defensemen the whole game. Somehow managed to win that game. Isles D just, each guy had 30 minutes each, just ridiculous amount of time in a regulation game. Varley played really strong, kept them in it, and just they were able to get through that. The team was basically I think they saw both guys go down, and Pellick went down and was screaming in pain. So that's never good. And then Aho leaving and then not coming back in the second, the team basically was yeah, we gotta get this, played real tight defense. And they did, urgency, a sense of urgency. It sparked something, and they kind of had that talk after the game, this was maybe a turning point or a gutsy effort. Everyone kind of was looking around we did a fucking good job. Third straight win. And then they had the next night, they had to fly back. I guess that night they fly back. I'm not sure how they do it that night or the next morning. And they had to play the Flyers at home again in the back-to-back. And Sorokin, 40 saves in the game in a 1-0 shootout loss. So you can only imagine by that statement alone, that's how the fucking game was. They couldn't score a goal. They wasted a Sorokin shutout. And then end up not even getting the second point. Sucks balls, but that's what happens, man. Outside of that, we had a minor trade. Devils and Isles swap minor league players. Tice Thompson for Arnon Durandu. Basically, it seems like it's a center for winger kind of move. Thompson is the son of the former Isles AHL coach, Brent Thompson. So maybe there's some other reason. I don't know. Probably just a minor league swap, whatever. Nothing. He didn't even mention it because it was so minor, but to be honest, that's the Isles in the nutshell this week. We still kind of have moments, and then we suck. I don't know what to say. It's bizarre. Barzal had one of his best games of the year in tonight's game. He had a breakaway goal, a ridiculous assist on, I think, the fourth goal. That was a ridiculous pass.
It was the fourth one, yeah.
Yeah. And it frustrates me because I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like you can put together then all these great moments and then they just fucking fall apart. So
absolutely one of those things that, when it happened, it looked like an accident. And then you see the replay and you're like, no, he really meant to do that.
Yeah. That's the kind of shit you have to do, night in, night out, because that's the kind of stuff that a Jack Hughes does.
Yeah, you're expected to do that.
Yeah. Otherwise, that's not you. You're not that guy, So, I mean, him and Horvat played well for the most part, but the whole team just blew a gasket in the third again. So, I don't know. It's just the same old story. I can't keep giving away points, and this was a real rough one to give away, especially when they were on a 4-on-3 power penalty kill in the fourth goal, but the fifth goal was basically just, hey, get the fucking overtime, get the point, and see if you can win overtime, and they couldn't do it. So
just to add on, I think the reason why Devils Twitter is extra salty tonight, apparently there was a very large contingent of Islanders fans at the game tonight. They had done one of those group trips expecting to get their picture taken on the ice as well. Only the Devils have instituted a policy now, no visiting fan groups can have their pictures taken on the ice.
Oh, there was like a thing? They were looking to get on the ice?
That's hilarious.
So one of the perks of getting a group package is there's all these things you can you can do, and one of them is a photo on the ice after the game. And after the last Rangers game, when the bunch of Rangers fans were out there, Devils Twitter blew up, rightfully so, and now you're not allowed to do it anymore.
I mean, were they taking all their pants off and shit?
No, it was just a group trip.
Your standard group photo in Ranger jerseys on the Devil logo.
Yeah.
So petty. Well, they could have said you can't do it on the logo, and that would have been seemingly fine, but whatever.
So that's all.
Okay.
I enjoyed that, actually.
For sure.
As for your first place New York Rangers, it was another
this has got to fucking end.
Stellar week in Rangerstown, baby.
This has got to end.
There is no quit in New York.
Oh God. We're gonna get all the fucking catchphrases.
Listen, I'm done. I'm only kidding.
Go New York, go. We get it.
No, that's the Knicks. I would never ever do that. But after the Stars game last week, we had a conversation about how they lost that game, coming off the emotional win against the Devils. And that would ring true again this week, at the end of this week. But before we got there, we had to go and play a whole bunch of teams, including the Penguins on the night before Thanksgiving, and which was
didn't I predict that they would lose that game?
Which was a very competitive hockey game, and I thought the Rangers were going to play very well and sound.
The one where the Penguins didn't score. Oh yeah,
and they did. But the story of the game was Jonathan Quick. Lafreniere got the only goal in the game, but the story in the game was Jonathan Quick. He stifled the Penguins at every opportunity that came his way in a 1-0 shutout over the Penguins on the night before Thanksgiving. Then they played the Philadelphia Flyers.
Fuck the
Flyers. On Friday the 21st at a 1 p.m. start. And the Rangers took care of business in Philadelphia. Garnet Hathaway is the perfect amount of asshole to be a Philadelphia Flyer, by the way. He was running around headhunting the entire game. He at one point tried to take a shot at Jacob Trouba at center ice, and the hitty became the hitter, and Trouba put Hathaway right on his fucking ass. Laughed very, very hard at that. The Rangers come away with a 3-1 win, but the story of this week was the showdown on Saturday afternoon against the Boston Bruins, a battle of teams in the commanding spot in their division, in their conference. And it was a back and forth affair until the Rangers pulled away late in the third period to win that game 7-4. And look, this was another game. Quick played, and forgot which one of the goalies played for Boston. But listen, I have always, for the past 2 seasons at least, the goaltending in Boston has been, in my opinion, where it's at. I mean, they won the Jennings Trophy last year, didn't they? Those 2 guys.
Well, without a doubt, yeah.
And look, they started this year just as red hot. And look, to score 7 on Boston, and look, Boston may be going through whatever they're going through right now, but to score 7 on those goaltenders, not all of them's their fault, but hey, we'll take that any day of the week. And now you get an emotional win against a measuring stick in the Bruins, and you play a home game against the fucking Buffalo Sabres, and you pretty much do everything you can to lose this game. Full marks to Buffalo. Came in and played a really solid road game and were very opportunistic in their goals, and which was ultimately a 3-1 win for them, and a couple of empty netters made it 5-1. Well, I don't think that the 5th goal was an empty netter. Igor was pretty pissed he let up that goal. But listen, you lose the game 5-1 at home after coming off of that Bruins game, and now you've had back-to-back emotional games in the past 2 weeks, and the next game after that, you lay a fucking stinker. So I really hope that they take and learn from these games, because when it comes playoff times, every game is an emotional game, and you got to be up for them all. And sure, going up against Dallas and going up against Buffalo is not really, may not get your blood boil, but you better be ready come fucking playoff time to play these highly emotional back-to-back games. So this week, the Rangers play the Patrick Kane and Detroit Red Wings tomorrow night. I really doubt he'll play tomorrow night. You think he's going to play tomorrow night? I don't think he's going to play.
Where's the game?
Madison Square Garden.
Well, you think there'll be a little video though?
It's on TNT. Yeah. Here's a tribute, a backhand goal against the Devils. That's it. That's all we got. Well, listen, it's better than the Aaron Rodgers tribute video. And then they, in my opinion, is going to be a really another measuring stick for the Rangers to play the Nashville Predators on Saturday afternoon in Nashville, to see if they can seek a little revenge on a team that really beat their dicks in the last time they played each other. And then they got San Jose, which sounds like a back-to-back for San Jose, New Jersey on Saturday, and MSG on Sunday. And then they finally finish it out on the road against the Ottawa Senators next Tuesday night.
And now it's time for Trivia with Bill. Ugh.
Now this is the wrong Bill.
All right. So our question today: how did Maple Leafs owner Harold Ballard avoid complying with a new league rule that required nameplates on jerseys?
How did it? Wait, can you repeat the question for me, please?
This is such a poorly worded question.
It really is.
Even more poorly worded. How did Maple Leafs owner Harold Ballard avoid complying with a new league rule that required nameplates on jerseys? So the league said you have to have a nameplate up for your jersey, and he said, fuck that, I'm going to use this loophole.
Okay, just like that. He said that. That's what he did. That's my answer. He said, fuck that, I'm going to use this loophole.
Well, yeah, but they're looking for the loophole.
The loophole was Connor Bedard's mom.
Oh, that's what I heard. I think the judges are tempted to just call that the correct answer.
Pretty good.
I'm going to, without knowing the correct answer, I am going to say he used the same color font of the last name as the color of the jersey.
Oh, Steve got it. Very nice.
Did you fucking look that up? Did you look that up?
No, I swear to God. You've been watching me the whole time. I'm sitting right fucking here.
Yeah, and you were holding your phone.
Yeah, you were holding your phone.
We all saw that.
I don't think that's the answer.
What, you're on Instagram while we're doing a podcast?
Yeah, sorry.
Marketing department, come on.
You're getting my full attention. Don't worry.
Unbelievable.
Mercifully.
I'm sorry. I got it.
Quick.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get it right.
Isn't that more fun though, that you were just throwing out some bizarro
it was
answer?
Just some stupid answer, and I thought, yeah.
God damn it. I think if the fucking Yankees could do it, we're gonna do it. That was gonna be my next one.
That
damn it.
My next one was going to be he did it in invisible ink. I should have said that one first.
You really should have.
I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. Now it's time for impressions with Nick.
Fucking great.
We have a caller calling in. Hang on, we have a guest tonight.
What?
We have a guest tonight.
No.
All right, okay. Guest, are you on? The damn internet connection. These damn internets. Let's see if I had to drop Nick. Sorry, buddy. We'll get you right back on, Nick, as soon as this guest comes on. Guest, are you on?
Hey, you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I've heard a lot of shit talking about the refs tonight. This is Garrett Rank, NHL referee. You're all in trouble. I got some minor infractions to point out tonight. We got Tom muting Nick on entry on the podcast. 2 minutes. Not spat cocking the turkey. 2 minutes. Crying about the referees while in first place. 2 fucking minutes. Death threats to the refs over spilled milk. That's a 5-minute major, buddy. Steven badgering Tom on his lack of turkey skills. 2-minute minor. Suggesting child abuse to other podcast members. That's 2 minutes, buddy. You can't get away with that. Excessive apologizing to nobody important to the podcast. That's a 5-minute major, buddy.
Yeah, 5-minute major.
That's a bad call, ref.
Eating like a sociopath. That's a 10-minute major. You're out of the game, bud. You're out.
God.
Misconduct penalty on top of it.
Messing up the trivia segment out of the. You are out next week. You're out. We're getting somebody else in.
I might be getting an in-person meeting with Gary Bettman.
William, excessive drinking while your wife is sick with COVID during Thanksgiving, unacceptable. 2 minutes. Perpetrating vile rumors involving players' moms, 2 minutes. Racist jokes involving Native Americans, that's a slap on the wrist. Not being relevant to the podcast, 5-minute major. Everybody, you're out of the game. Going over tight 45, you're all out. Signing off.
Shit. I always said that I was going to find the referees. They found me first. Son of a bitch. I only got 11 minutes in penalties, so that wasn't too bad.
He's like Corey Perry. He got in there, he did his business, and he got right out.
Right.
We should all be so fucking lucky.
All
right, let's go to the state and Steve's stomach.
Oh, that feels better.
Billy Smith.
This one's going to bring us to year of our Lord 2019. Please go
2019
to August 13. August 13th, 2019.
August 13th in the year 2019 was a Tuesday. Breakfast on this day was the same exact breakfast I had today, which was a Coke Zero and a granola bar.
What kind of granola bar? Chocolate chip?
Nature's Valley? No, Nature's Valley Crunch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lunch was a ham and Swiss cheese sandwich from Pierre's Deli with a 20-ounce Coca-Cola Zero. Dinner was a little barbecue at the brother-in-law's, burger, hot dog, sausage and peppers, and some pulled pork. And we also enjoyed some cake. It was his girlfriend's birthday, so we were over there for that.
Calm down, Billy. Calm down.
Nondescript. I don't have the exact kind of cake, Billy. I know that probably disappoints you.
God, he jumped out of his chair.
All of that was washed down with a Coca-Cola Zero 20 ounce as well. Tom, why did you pick Tuesday, August 13th in the year 2019?
All right, so I'm going to give you everything.
Oh, are you?
Except
that's what Corey Perry said.
Exactly. Except the state. You got to give me the state when I'm done.
Okay. Florida.
All right. So a man threw a meth-fueled death party for his ailing wife and got 3 years in prison. A blank man who threw his wife a drug-fueled death party before she died in January was sentenced Monday to serve 3 years in prison. Dwayne Arden Johnson, 59, was initially charged with third-degree murder in the death of his wife, Deborah Lynn Johnson. Deborah, 69, died
Nice.
methamphetamine toxicity, easy for me to say, on January 24th in the couple's home. Dwayne Johnson, or let's just say The Rock, agreed to plead guilty to a lesser charge of felony neglect. The judge sentenced him to 3 years with a credit for 201 days already served. The Rock was arrested June 24th and charged with a criminal neglect after he called 911 and reported his wife's death. According to court documents, the first deputy to arrive at the couple's home found the words "Death Parade, God, Hell" in red spray paint on the screen door. I don't understand what that means. A naked Dwayne Johnson opened the screen door and screamed, "My wife is dead upstairs." I don't know if he sounded like that, but from his picture, that's what he sounds like in my head. The charging document stated he ran back inside saying he needs to wash this stuff off of him. The deputy found him sitting in the bathtub in the bathroom on the main floor of the home. The court document said Johnson told the deputies that he had to wash with soap and bleach to get a little black and white things off his skin.
Yeah,
don't know what. I guess that's a meth thing. I don't know. While sitting in the tub, Johnson said his wife had been shaking so violently and she couldn't. Blah 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 blah. When the deputy asked Johnson he did not seek medical attention for his wife, he told him why. Other than responding, deputies found Deborah Johnson's body wrapped in a sheet at the top of the stairs. Very sad. And that's it.
I'm gonna give a city as well as a state.
Ooh.
This sounds like it would happen.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
He did come.
Yep. In the tub?
He did.
And then he washed himself. Oh, that's weird.
Yep.
Huh.
I'm going with Baltimore, Maryland.
I'm gonna go Jacksonville.
Ooh.
I'm not going with a city. I'm going to take an entire state, but I'm going to say Louisiana.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. You're all wrong. So
okay, can we go again? Can we go again?
I'm going to give you his picture.
Oh,
there you go.
God.
This is Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
Now guess.
Bill?
Minnesota.
Detroit.
Georgia.
Congratulations, Bill.
Ah!
Minnesota.
He's from.
Yeah, it's the only place somebody that pale could exist in the United States.
You're right. I don't know if it says where in Minnesota, but a Minnesota man.
Probably
right.
by one of the lakes.
Probably. State of Minnesota, county of Brown.
Which he ain't.
Which is ironic because there's no skin at all.
Searles, 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 Minnesota.
Easy for you to say.
There you go.
Tom's a creep. Tom is a weirdo. Where does he come up with the shit? It's so disgusting.
That might even be Upper Peninsula.
I thought you said there was an actor involved in this story.
I said it was a famous name. Dwayne Johnson.
The Rock
is a pretty famous name, don't you think?
Okay.
I mean,
when you said, I thought you meant like a real actor, not like the name of an actor.
No, I just said it is a famous name.
Okay.
That's a good play. Good
got
play.
loopholes galore in today's
really.
episode.
Oh, I'm sensing that's
a write-up.
Part of the write-up. Just taking a shot in the dark here. Ay. I will be on location for the next 2 weeks. In fact, the commissioner is coming up to see Steve and to see if there is a suspension going to be given out to you next week. So we will see. Maybe we'll have Tina in your seat.
Fingers crossed.
Ooh.
Oh, goodness.
Might have
What
to
a
call
treat.
somebody up from the podcast minor leagues.
Nice.
Brian?
No, definitely not. Special shout out to a certain little boy who recognized or realized his dream this week. I don't think we're at liberty to say who it is or what the dream that was realized was. Maybe we can mention it next week if all the press releases go out and everybody is notified.
I think we're close. I think we're close to being able to make that public.
They didn't fucking tell everybody yet?
Dude, don't get the kid in trouble. They'll pick him right off.
Well, I think it's probably safe to say on this podcast, nobody's gonna...
Yeah, I think we're good. But seriously, they really didn't tell everybody yet? What the fuck
We
are
have
they
a
waiting?
huge following of alumni from that particular institution who listen to the show.
2 people at best?
You say potato.
Maybe more.
Just saying.
Okay. Good for you.
Just saying.
All right.
All right. That's going to do it for us tonight. Don't forget to follow us on the Twix at friends_rivals. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We will read them on the air. If you want us to, turn on notifications for our podcast while you're there so you never miss an episode of the Friends and Rivals podcast. Billy, say something, Woody.
Corey Perry was sent home from the Blackhawks because they said 2 minutes in the box would not be enough.
Oh, my friends and rivals. Flyers fuck, flyers fuck, flyers fuck off. Flyers fuck, flyers fuck, flyers fuck off.
Through the magic of editing,